Up next, we are shifting our attention to the loser side of bracket with Mr. E and 8BitMan.
Ooh, man, that's a loser's match?
That is a loser's match, yes.
Holy heck.
So the loser of this match, I believe, will be getting 49th, I want to say, maybe 33rd.
I think I want to say it's 33rd because...
if it's losers round 2 of top 64, then it's 33rd.
Yeah, I think it is losers round 2 because 8BitMan was supposed to play Void. I think it was you who told me that Void might have DQ'd. Which, that's unfortunate. That would have been a really fun set. 8BitMan is a competitor. He would have loved to play Void. He likes to put up or shut up versus all these top players. But if Void isn't for you, then I don't blame him necessarily for that. So we will get to see Mr. E versus 8BitMan, which will be a pleasure. We had 8BitMan out in the Midwest last weekend for our regional for Midwest Arena. 8BitMan got 3rd place, I want to say. He had a very impressive showing. He always does really well in the Midwest.
Yeah.
We love having him. So great that I get to commentate another set of his R.O.B. Oh, we might get to see his Diddy Kong as well if he might be having trouble versus like the Lucina.
Maybe. I feel like it's unlikely just because I feel like throughout Smash Ultimate he's been very, very confident on the R.O.B. Even in Smash 4, it wasn't like a complete dominant showing for his Diddy. You know, it was kind of like a split between the two characters. And Diddy was obviously a much stronger character in that game. But in this game, R.O.B is scary. R.O.B is terrifying.
R.O.B's got some stuff.
He has quite the amount of stuff. Really, really strong. Of course, the side B off stage, all the traps that you can set up with that. Just so many various quality of life changes made to R.O.B. Just the low lag on a lot of his moves. That neutral air, utterly ridiculous.
I remember the 2 moves, when Smash Ultimate came out, the 2 moves that I was most surprised became useful was R.O.B side B and Luigi dash attack.
Yeah.
Luigi dash attack has been a joke for like
Luigi's dash attack
forever.
is allowed to be good. What? Like, that move has been bad for 2 decades. Why did they make it good now?
R.O.B's side B has been a joke for half as long. Still pretty long, about 10 years. And now it kills you off the side, kills you off of a neutral getup if you time it poorly. It kills you in just so many different scenarios. And of course, 8BitMan is the master of those ledge traps. He's been doing top ledge traps for decades. He's been playing this game since R.O.B side B has been a joke.
Do you want to know a fun fact about R.O.B side B?
Yes, yes I do.
The knockback hasn't actually changed from Smash 4. It is the same, but the move is faster and it's easier to combo into. So now it's much more deadly, especially in the game with no air dodge. And already Mr. E is off stage. There's a side B coming out. Good tech coming out from 8BitMan.
8BitMan going to retreat to the opposite side of Smashville here, just kind of putting a little bit of space between himself and Lucina once he realized that he maybe had overextended a little bit on that edge guard attempt. But you know what? You're going to miss every shot you don't take, right, Byram?
Yes. And I think as good as both these players are fantastic, but if there's a word that I would use to describe both of them, in a lot of scenarios, I would definitely call them both scrappy. They definitely like their share of buttons. They definitely like to go at it back and forth. We're going to see a very fast-paced set, I believe, in this set between these two fantastic competitors. Great forward smash calling out the roll in. That'll be a lead for Mr. E.
And looking for another roll read of his own, but then you just missed the grab. You're trying to grab him out of dash like Smash 4. You're going to pay the price, and the second up smash gets it done. Even game in game 1.
Well, but one of the areas that R.O.B has always struggled in is coming down. He does have a huge hurt box, very susceptible to a lot of these juggles from a character like Lucina. His landing options aren't the fastest, although he does have upbeat to mix up his timings. And
that one of the landing options that R.O.B's like to rely on in some matchups is the neutral air, right? Yes. It's very safe on landing, but it has a lot of startup. And if there's ever a character that is really good at just getting in your face and bullying you before that move can even start up, it's going to be a swordswoman like Lucina. Well, that shield's incredibly low, but somehow sneaking by the up smash there. What a great fade. But second time again, going to find the mark.
Ooh, gets the sour spot down there, but the sweet spot to follow up, and now 8BitMan in the lead.
This game from 8BitMan has just been, if you don't succeed, try again. He's just gotten a second hit every time to work exactly as he likes. But okay, another F smash. Mr. E evens it up.
This time Mr. E with the whiff punish versus the grab. Big damage tacked on by 8BitMan.
And trying to cross up here onto 8BitMan in the corner, but he does find himself getting a couple of these up air juggles. Mr. E does. That's adding up good damage, but suddenly resetting horizontally, and that's kind of the range that R.O.B wants to be in, is that range where you can shoot the top and shoot the laser and keep that swordswoman away. Now being off the stage, though, is a very dangerous position. One of the best edgeguarders in the game, actually, is Lucina.
Yeah.
So you got to be wary of that back air, especially when you're using this up B that doesn't have hitbox on it unless you do use a move. And your moves have some startup in the air.
Love the spacing on that forward air, the slight retreat just to get out of range. Good dolphin slash out of shield. Very precarious position for R.O.B, but R.O.B does have quite the flexible recovery.
Oh, and sneaking by that platform, offering a lot of solace here for 8BitMan, trying to cover himself with oh, I think he thought that was going to reach.
Yeah, definitely a slight misjudgment on 8BitMan's part, and the high bottom blast zone of Smashville means that he's not even given the chance to recover with his up B.
I'm not even sure if he would have had much gas left either using that position.
Maybe not. He did spend a little bit of time on the ground afterwards, but it's kind of hard to judge just how much. There is that slight, almost invisible bar on the side of R.O.B's chassis that does indicate the remaining fuel, but it's really, really difficult to see a lot of the time.
I've never really been able to pay too much attention to that. Like you said, the game moves so fast, and it's pretty hard to see. On the other stream, I do believe we have Juice taking a game off of Light.
Yes.
And that is going to be...
Is that the Fox-Falco matchup?
The Fox-Falco matchup.
Ooh.
I looked over there, I thought I was watching the Melee stream. That was a bad joke. I take it back. I'm sorry, guys. Don't hate me, Twitch chat. Be sure to multi-Twitch and watch all those matches, guys. There's a lot of great Smash happening here at Shine 2019. Now, one thing I do want to mention, though, is that even though 8BitMan is very much known for the Diddy Kong, or I'm sorry, for the R.O.B in this game, I feel like Diddy Kong has just generally been a nuisance matchup for Mr. E historically, that he just might not really favor fighting the character, even in Smash Ultimate, where the character's not as strong as he was in Smash 4. So maybe if you consider that to be a reasoning for your counter pick, I'm not necessarily sure if that's like the soundest strategy. Maybe you should go with your strongest character no matter what. But there's some logic to it, I think.
I would say so.
Regardless, we're back on Smash 4. We're back in this matchup.
That jump has been caught. That is going to be an extended edge guard coming out from Mr. E deep with that back air.
Mr. E's so comfortable going so low with this character. A fantastic recovery that allows you to get back up onto the ledge in a flash and then reset and then dip low again if you so desire.
Pull out the jump, and now Mr. E off stage. Good stuff maintaining that jump.
Now using all the range he can on Smashville here to try and reset this neutral situation, but chasing him down eventually with a neutral air is Mr. E, but a double fair is going to buy valuable real estate here in this corner for 8BitMan as he tries to turn around the stock.
The range and speed of that forward air are just so good for R.O.B. It's just been getting, it's been tacking on so much damage, just these raw forward airs, particularly the ones out of shield. There's a forward tilt coming out from Lucina, able to seal the stock finally.
That sliding forward tilt out of the dash covering so much more range than you expect, but a snipe here. I'm not sure if the jump is online, and I think we saw like a footstool attempt. Is that what that was over on the right side?
Possibly, but Mr. E wise, maintaining that jump for as long as possible. Good delay on that dancing blade.
I feel like any mileage you get out of this stock here from Mr. E is just absolutely the definition of extra credit after that crazy edgeguard sequence on the right side. Somehow living by the skin of your teeth here. Now you're adding on 76%. This is a very sizable lead here for Mr. E.
A little bit bold with that forward smash, and he's going to pay for it with that up throw. 76% on 8BitMan, excuse me. Oh, what a ballsy down air, taking out 8BitMan's life with that, and now a full stock lead coming out for Mr. E. What a play.
As I was mentioning, there is a versatile recovery on the part of R.O.B, right? But you don't really present a hitbox unless you press like the up air button or the forward air button. So if you just have that pure killer instinct to drop down there and get that spike, it's pretty easy for a lot of characters here. And Mr. E, the best there is at getting that with Lucina.
Yes. Oh, what a sequence. Beautiful use of all of those projectiles, keeping him pinned in the air with the up air, but sending him back to center stage.
Yeah, the up air was the only mileage you could really get there, so you don't necessarily mind it. But all right, up air out of the grounding, down throw. We'll get it done and keep the damage from spiraling out of control here after how poorly that second stock started to go for 8BitMan. This has to feel like a win.
That it does. All right, the crowd erupting on the other stream. Most likely, I feel like Light probably did win. Of course, he is one of New England's finest, so they are going to cheer for him.
Mr. E looking pretty fine in his own right as he carries this R.O.B from the right side of the stage all the way to the left and continuing this corner pressure. That Smashville platform, not really a safe place to land. I think you see that up smash was haunting for the stock, but maybe just a little bit off the mark, but now Mr. E returning to fundamentally true aerial gameplay, batting the robot away.
Ooh, tries to potentially read him leaning in to the stage, but...
And I liked I liked 8BitMan going for a really high reward option there by just turning around and getting an arm rotor in the event that he could have found that strong punish, but being able to turn around a game like that could change the momentum of an entire best-of-5 set, especially when you're down by about 80% here.
Another great forward air out shield, great parry. And oh, what a way to come back in that game. Fantastic stuff that all came from that forward air out shield, and then the incredible combo between the gyro finishing that game. What a comeback from 8BitMan.
An incredible parry to start that off too. Just, I mean, it always sounds like so much easier said than like some commentators always say, like just parry, right? It's so easy. And Lucina, when she jumps at you in a short hop, you know she's going to aerial, but like, you can mix up the timing. Are you going to use it earlier in the short hop? Are you going to use it later in the short hop? You have to parry those all differently. So very smart play from 8BitMan to time that brilliantly and then aware of the top, turning it around for an up smash.
Not to mention, of course, Lucina has the option to mix in a 2-hit aerial with that nair amongst her plethora of single-hit aerials, so you don't even know how many hits are going to hit you. Because obviously Lucina's aerials come out so quickly, there's no way you're going to react to the aerial itself. You just have to anticipate when they're going to come out and try and hit you, but excellent stuff.
And because the game doesn't automatically parry like a quick 2-hit aerial for you, you have to parry both hits individually.
Yes.
That absolutely messes with the time. Anyway, 8BitMan's sick. I love commentating this guy. That was such a cool way to finish that game. Whew. To game 3 we go. No character swaps on either side. I actually did not see the stage selection. It will be Final Destination, taking away that platform here.
We haven't seen too much Final Destination in general throughout this tournament, it feels like. Definitely a stage that people are kind of generally swaying away from, I feel like, in this game. If you want a big flat stage, people tend to opt for Kalos or Town and City instead.
The Melee community has been saying Final Destination has been a polarizing stage for a very long time, right? And I feel like Ultimate, we're starting to see kind of history repeat itself there, where some characters just really like this stage, they really like to press the advantage, but also you can just get turned around in a flash. All right, that landing there buying a lot of space for 8BitMan.
8BitMan trying to integrate a little bit more down tilt into his game plan. That move very, very quick, very hard to punish as well. The short range laser dealing a ton of damage.
And able to set up with it off of that forward air when it puts him in a tech chase situation. Okay, but get out of here. Forward smash from the very corner across Final Destination. That move, you know, they were saying Hero has some crits, right? But Lucina's been critting for a very long time.
That she has. Almost 5 years now.
And now this is definitely Final Destination coming into play. No side platform from Kalos to help 8BitMan land against those up airs. That's led to already a quick 60% on the second stock. Ooh, and sneaking that back air out just barely in time to catch the extended hurt box of 8BitMan. He tries to throw out a back air of his own.
Yeah, lots of excellent decision-making coming out from 8BitMan. Not 8BitMan, sorry. Well, both 8BitMan and Mr. E. Excellent edge guard, and now a 3-to-1 stock lead for Mr. E.
That arm rotor, when you're immediately in the invulnerability, that reminds you of the, like, you know, the old Bayonetta strategy where you just do a side B immediately, or you do a smash attack immediately. Just go for your highest reward option, ASAP. But you know what? 8BitMan does get the stock regardless.
Oh, and he almost got a second one right there with that down air. Suddenly, 8BitMan has come alive once again, dealing so much damage.
This is why 8BitMan certainly doesn't mind this stage. He can carry that advantage stage so far as well himself, and he gets basically an untouched stock off of Mr. E.
Perishing so early to that forward smash, not the best DI coming out from Mr. E, and suddenly a game that was so much in his favor is now slipping away from him.
Okay, breaking out of that corner is imperative, but just resetting the neutral instead of carrying the advantage stage. Okay, a parry here from Mr. E. This is good stuff. He needs to keep it going, but the reverse hit of that neutral air now. The jump's gone. Ooh.
Okay, good early Dolphin Slash right there. He needs to zip to that ledge as quickly as he could.
Yeah, if he was late on that, he was in a lot of trouble.
Good parry on that neutral air once again. Beautiful spacing with the up air.
And mixing up the landing with the down air. That's got a little hop to it. Mixing up a timing that Mr. E was anticipating, maybe like a neutral air landing or something similar.
Ooh! Oh, I love that. The drop down fair just to swat him away from the ledge. R.O.Bs definitely tend to get very comfortable in that ledge trapping situation after they drop the gyro. What a deep forward air. Fantastic play coming out from Mr. E. Excellent stuff.
What a crazy game. Just so many momentum swings in both corners, right? It was down, I believe it was down 3 stocks to 1. Mr. E had a huge lead, and then 8BitMan turned around immediately on stock 2. But just the competitor in Mr. E sealed the deal there with that edge guard.
That it did. All right.
And I wonder if we might go back to FD. I feel like the 8BitMan was getting something going, especially in that second stock. If I'm him, I don't necessarily mind that stage. We'll have to see, though.
8BitMan taking his time to consider his decision. He may run it back. He may go to another potentially spacious stage. Who knows?
I don't think it'll be callous. I think that putting those platforms on the side helps someone get out of the ledge trap situations that R.O.B presents right in the corner. Of course, I could be wrong. I've never been wrong on commentary before. That would be the first. But we'll see. What do you think of Yoshi's story here? Maybe a little too risky?
I feel like Lucina in general tends to do really well on triplats. That sword just occupying so much space around the platforms. I'm not sure if it's the best choice, but yeah, we're seeing the run back to Final Destination for 8BitMan.
I think if you play as you did on stock 2, 8BitMan is the best player in the world. He played so good on stock 2.
Stock 3.
Stock 2 is the one where he took like 10%, right? Oh, no, his stock 3. Yeah, his stock 3, where he deleted Mr. E stock 2. Okay, we got there. We got there on the same page. But Final Destination we go. Absolutely, you can see the gameplay that's presented on the stage in that last matchup, where either player can carry their advantage state for a very long time, and already the ledge trap begins for 8BitMan. Sneaking by that spike. That spike was so violent. I believe it was in game 2, where Mr. E got that big spike onto the recovery. So mixing up the angles here is 8BitMan.
Both these players have landed a couple of spikes on each other. These trays just going back and forth, as I mentioned in the first game, very kind of scrappy between these two.
Using that dash mix-up to reset into the upper off of the up tilt. Brilliant play from 8BitMan, taking an early lead.
Yeah, Mr. E hasn't been able to quite nail the DI versus those. I think 8BitMan's being quite clever and ambiguous ways, positioning himself relative to Lucina to mix up the DI.
That up air is still a tricky move to DI. I don't care what anyone says.
Yeah. But a nice deep back air, undamaged in that second stock, and now 2 stock apiece.
Again, just another showing that the momentum, you think one player has a momentum and the other one just turns it around immediately. A very bursty matchup between these two players, between these two characters on Final Destination. Mr. E is starting to slow things down, kind of just find the neutral airs, find the forward airs that are presented to him by 8BitMan. When you position yourself like a character length or 2 away from him and he doesn't have a top out, you kind of just wait out that option.
Yeah, we're seeing that a lot from Mr. E. Even after he's put into disadvantage, he knows that that 8BitMan is going to go for that gyro, and so he just kind of empty lands and waits it out.
Yep, there's another empty land, and that led to a back air, which is going to put 8BitMan in this corner once more. And he thought he could land safe with the neutral air, but Dolphin Slash gets it done. Usually that move was pretty safe, but I was he had no room in the corner to really space it. Yeah. And he just had to eat the move. And suddenly, this could be the bracket life of 8BitMan at stake.
Very, very potentially, especially with all these Lucina juggles. 4 up airs, 5! Not until finally landing with that neutral air, but all this damage tacked onto 8BitMan.
And yeah, he is bleeding out here, unfortunately. Seeing that in the player cam, there's a roll of the eyes as he took that back air to the face. He's got to come up with something in this disadvantage, but one hit of the neutral air combining into the back air. Not quite enough to kill, but the follow-up does. And that is a 3-1 victory for Mr. E. Tri-State doing pretty well in this stream so far.
That they are. Excellent stuff coming out from Mr. E. He had all the momentum towards that game, and he just didn't let go. He just kept hitting 8BitMan over and over and over again, and he was just weaving around everything that 8BitMan tried to do and just didn't let up at all.
That's Lucina's job, is to take these characters who are setup heavy, setup intensive, just kind of wave a sword in your face and say, no fun allowed.
Play the one-player game.
Get out of here, and then I'll back air you or even forward air you a couple times off the side when you have a linear recovery, and just that was it.
Yeah, that was indeed it. But we're going to take a short ad break. Make sure to stay tuned.